Hey there everyone, and welcome to some more Near Monsters PvP. This video is slightly different to what I normally have for PvP. Here we're mainly doing this to look at the power of mythics in my opponent's team. So this first battle, as you can see, Leira came in and he's able to knock back two of my monsters and then turn one of my monsters into a Mugong faster than my Stratostrike, which is 82% speed. And then from there, you can see Cynthia is beautifully set up because all my monsters are marked, so Cynthia can do quick drawing on stuff. It protects the team from sleep, while Aetherium protects it from stun. This is a really brutal kind of setup, and it's basically kind of locked down what I'm doing. So, just wanted to kind of showcase that, and I'll talk a bit about that kind of stuff rather than necessarily what's going on in the battle. Now here I did protect to force the Cynthia to quick draw my Mugong. Penguinator was about to get a turn and mess up what he's doing, so he just did double repulse on the Penguinator and that. He can take his time with stuff here. Actually, no, sorry. I'm thinking about the second battle. Yeah, so at this point, I get the opportunity to take down the Cynthia. Unfortunately, the Raw Slayer Bane didn't quite kill it, so I wasn't able to then times up right afterwards with my Ryzen. And at this point, he can do Counter Strike to take down the Vixierid. That's probably the best choice, because the Vixierid can now, give turn to Ryzen. It can do the times up, all the rest of it. Strangely, he goes for the Bulby Boom. Doesn't matter too much. But yeah, now I can sleep the Leira, give turn to Ryzen, kill the other two monsters, and things are looking pretty good for me, because I've got two monsters sleeping. However, the problem here is that the Mugong is blocking my Padronorca, and, I'm not complaining here about the power of Leira. Totally fair enough. But, this has meant that even though I've got two of his monsters sleeping, two of my monsters are also completely disabled, and that Mugong was repulsed, so it can't even protect. And then, yeah, he kills the Vixierid, another one of his monsters sleeping. Normally this would be excellent, however the Blue Maluga is impossible for my Ryzen to hit. And in fact, none of my monsters can actually really hit and kill Blue Maluga. So you can kind of see that this match is just stalled on my side. I can't do anything. The Ryzen, the Padronorca, and the Mugong are completely useless. So really, he just needs to take his time, killing the one monster at a time. He knocked back that Penguinator, and now he's just going to focus on killing that individual monster. He did Banishing Void there, rather than dual, what's it called? Double Drain Survivor? Yeah, Double Drain Survivor. Could have done that on the Cynthia and the Padronorca, because it's got Camouflage to just kill the Cynthia. But he went for the Banishing Void. I guess maybe he's thinking he doesn't want the blowback from Malwing, or something like that. Or he's faced enough sleep, he doesn't want to have to face anymore. But yeah, anyway, this match is going to go to him. There's basically no way that I can come back from this. I actually shared this match a little while ago on the forum, because I wanted to showcase the particular combo, which I felt Leira when it came out was a bit too broken. As proven by this video, you can make some really nasty combos with it. So it did actually get nerfed a bit. So Leira cannot do the Mermaid's Hex right at the beginning of the battle. It had this 100 seconds restriction, which is literally pointless. Because it passes time when it enters. So now it's got a 200-second restriction, so you can still use it in this way at the beginning of a battle. However, you can't use the Mermaid's Hex. You have to use one of the other moves and pass a bit of time before then. So there's kind of a new way to combo with it, and that is to put itself back so you get multiple entrances, which can help, say, Aetherium move to pass enough time to the Double Drain Survivor, as well as other survivor monsters, can do any of that stuff. The monster it creates when you pull it back is a Leira, which has a sleep bomb, so passing the time can help get to that. That said, it passes 80 seconds and you need 100 seconds for sleep bomb, so it doesn't really line up particularly well, and Leira doesn't have a fast move to pass that extra 20 seconds. But even so, you can help pass time for that, and with a bit of skipping, maybe, you can get off the sleep bomb. So it combos fairly well with survivor monsters, with monsters with true hit, if you've got the Leira a bit further back, because you can create this Mugong to activate true hit, as well as turning off the enemy's raw moves. And it combos with sleep nicely because of the sleep bomb on Leira. And the Nereidas themselves, they can Vile Rage themselves to make their piercing blow one-shot things. So they're not complete dead weight, but otherwise they're not the best monster to be making. So you do have to bear that in mind. And the Leira itself is also not the best monster. It basically counters Storm. It has the counter strike, or if you have it awakened, it's the counter slash to kill storm monsters, but otherwise it's not going to do a whole lot when on the battlefield. So in this instance, he can counter strike, and it's going to work well. The teams I'm running, I like to run Link Storms, so Leira counters me a bit with that. But anyway, this particular battle, as you can see, I was just losing. It took ages before I actually lost, because he had to very slowly kill his way through my team with it locked down, and is being careful that, you know, things didn't get killed off. But he got there in the end, and I was, you know, a bit disappointed to see that this Leira is just so good. But anyway, it did get nerfed, and I think now it's far more acceptable with what you can do with it. So you can still do the Bunker Beast combo at the beginning, getting that double knockback right at the start that can really mess up an opponent's team. And yeah, all the other combo stuff I've said. The other thing I want to talk about is mainly Cynthia here. So Aetherian is a big feature in these teams. However, Aetherian, I'm not the biggest fan of Aetherian. I think he will get outclassed, or there'll just be other monsters which do basically the same thing as Aetherian, because his actual moveset isn't that great. He's just really good stun protection. So this was actually in June. The previous one was, I think, in January. And so this is after Leira's changed. As you can see, very like the exact same setup he's got. I'm playing with the pyramid golems, and he's doing that, you know, twin knockback as he did before. He can't Mermaid's Hex. He does the swap for Helper into the Narrator. He's going to be comboing it into Sleep Bomb. That pretty much tells you that there's going to be sleep stuff coming. So time has passed. I can use the Swift Load Ally. I'm thinking, you know, it's not going to help that much. However, I do it because it's going to give me a knockback to get rid of the Aetherian, and otherwise it will pressure him. Now, in this particular instance, it doesn't pressure him to kill the Blue Maluga, because he can't kill the Blue Maluga. But in other instances, with load stuff, sometimes you have to do that kind of thing to pressure them to get rid of that particular monster. Now, I'm knocking back the Aetherian rather than Cynthia in this instance, because Aetherian counters Mortar so heavily. I have like a full Mortar team, and Aetherian's Metempsychosis, it's not a particularly good move, but it's very good against Mortar monsters, because they take so long before they can do their first turn. So, you know, knocking them back really messes them up. Well, repulsing them, I should say. So anyway, I do now need to deal with the Cynthia. Cynthia's the next monster I've got to deal with. I'm trying to figure out how best to go about that. The Bunker Beast has to load, so we've got a little bit of room here, and at this point, I actually decide to go for Bunker Beast. I take a while deciding this. I don't know why exactly I went for Bunker Beast. I should have gone for Cynthia, in hindsight. Cynthia, this match is going to really show off Cynthia's power, and she's not going to be showed off that well right now because my monsters are like shielded and stuff, but you'll see it in a little bit. Once you get a bit of momentum with your team, Cynthia can just annihilate things. So I misjudged where Armadiator was going to get a turn. I thought it was going to be able to kill that Narrator, but Cynthia was a little bit faster than I thought. For some reason I was thinking 50 seconds and it's 42. So he managed to pull off this Sleep Bomb, which got him into the Sleep Lock. Cynthia can now just start sweeping through my team like mad. And Sakuralisk has taken the place of Aetherian as stun protection. It works with any kind of stun protection. You just need to get things going, and then Cynthia can become your win condition, as we see here. Now, I want to say I'm not throwing any shade at Daniel with this at all. I know he was a little bit annoyed when I first shared the first clip in this video, because I was asking for Leira to be nerfed. It wasn't because of the team at all. It was because when I first ever saw Leira, I thought this has too much combo potential. I actually thought it was weak when I first saw it. I completely misjudged it. But as soon as I figured out what's going on, I realized there's way too much combo potential, and I wanted it nerfed, and his team just really showcased it well. This team, well, both the teams, really show off how you can play with Mythics, creating some certain combos and utilising their really powerful, fast moves to create something very oppressive. So, props to Daniel. You totally deserve your success and all the rest of it. The teams are great. It's just, you know, I'm here making this video showing how these teams can be very, very powerful. Specifically Leira with combos, and Cynthia when you get sweeping going. So as you can see, my team has just been wiped out completely. He didn't go for just one monster like the newly entering monster every time. He went for a little bit slightly different to that, but ultimately, you know, the match was won and he obliterated me. So yeah, that's this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, And yeah, if you get these mythics, have some fun with them, because there's suddenly a lot you can do with them. Cynthia in particular, I'm definitely going to be going for her now. I've got her, but not awakened, except with all the new gems we're getting from like the Fortune Shrine. I'm going to try and awaken Cynthia, and then I'll try and get her nerfed as well. Actually, maybe I'll get her nerfed first. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon.